this is going to be a short stream. We're going to look at some more of these cadences today, just for a short period of time, and then I gotta go. I got a lot of stuff to do today. But we're going to take a look at these cadences today, and just a couple more of these. I think that these would be good to look at, and some of these are really cool. And this is just from a collection of work that I've put together to look at in terms of what these are, in terms of cadences. We have some polytonal. That's actually where we left off yesterday. Where we had like some polytonal cadences. Where we can get stuff like C major 7, or here it's going to be C over F major 7. Which actually looks more like this. To D over G major 7. To F major 7. Which is a cool sound, It has this sort of interesting, sort of floating lift sort of tone to it. If you listen to it. And it resolves to like a common tone. So here it would be C, E, and then we get A, and then here we get D, and then F sharp and B, and there should be a G in that, right? But we can probably take that to other common tones. Which is really, really, really cool, and sort of a cool feature of that. I took that down to the B flat, which is a minor third away. So it's a really cool thing to be playing around with, right? Now we have a common tone pivot cadence, which is also pretty cool. We can pivot from common tones. So here, let's take this C major 7 to F sharp diminished, back to C major 7. I would probably do that and build them up. And then here's the next one. And then bring it. Right, and those are all just different types of voicings different type of voicings for the same type of chord progression. So that's really, really cool. It's sort of, you can hear the sort of circular type of thing going into it. It almost sounds like a Benny Harris type of thing. F sharp. Right, these are all really, really, really cool sort of sounds that go with it. And you can, they all share a pivot tone. So, if I'm playing this C sharp major, which is really, really, really cool, and sort of just like a cool idea and concept to be able to pivot from one thing to another off of like that major chord like that. And it's really a really cool idea. Thank you to viewers for joining. It's a really cool idea to mess around with that, and so we can use that in a lot of different types of chord progressions and different styles of chord progressions that really really help out as we're going through a lot. Um, you know, so like we can play through this. And now back to that one. Right? And now we've just walked it all the way back around. And now that's a 5. And back. Right? So it's a really cool idea. Thank you for joining, Kevin Terry. It's a really cool idea to play around with that. Just like a pivot sort of style of chord that we can actually play around with. Just a 1 to diminished or 1 to 5 of 1. Really, or 1 to 5 of 5 actually. So it's a really cool idea, a really cool way to mess around with stuff. And I really do like this modal cross-axis cadence. So pivot polarities in one loop. So it seems like we're doing a lot of borrowed chords. So this is C major to F minor to the flat 6 of F minor. Then a tritone sub. Back to that major. So there may be a line cliche. Those are some pretty cool ideas that you can play around with and stuff like that. Get some really cool sounding ideas that you can really mess with. This USB port here must be damaged because it's not really working right, but that's okay. Um, so we have some pretty cool ideas that are happening inside of this sort of what we're looking at in terms of concepts and cadences. I think the last one I'm going to take a quick look at here. Let me see here. I should have what happened to 5. The 5th one actually should be here. Let me see here, because that's the next one I really wanted to look at. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to take a look at this and go to the rename function, copy this, search downloads. I might have to re-download it because it looks like that is missing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and so is 6. Oh, I know why it's missing, because I had to copy and paste them. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make a new downloadable version just so I can download it. Make download now. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, this is going to be like a download, like instruction book or instruction manual, just sort of how to use these things, and and um, and that is what the whole purpose of it really is. Um, this was basically something I created that I could show people how to use these. Hello, Alan 4. Which allowed me to show people how to use these various different things, these various different, how do you say it, how to make these various different sort of patterns and such that we're using for this to develop. I think that that's probably the most important thing that we can do. Is bring all of that together and then help people see a lot of those. And let's do this by title, because that's actually going to help us find this a little better. This is 4. And then I'm going to do the last time I did something. Hello, Aubrey Hooker, how you doing? And that was the basic cadence. So, alright, this, I guess, no, not like that. Last open by me. Yeah, these are going to have to go through the development phase again. Alright. Let's do 2, because that's going to make it a little faster. Alright. But yeah, this should help a lot of people. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And those are the 2 that actually need to be generated. reason I want to get these done and together is because we can get a look at some experimental things that we're looking at, and this would allow for a very different type of thing, like C major 7 to B7 sharp 11, B flat 7. To D flat 13 flat 9, and the flat 9 would actually be this D note here, right? So we get some pretty cool sounds, and we can get some pretty cool things that would show up. Yeah, so now it's alright, so now we're getting a whole sort of style, so we can get like, this is like the functional cadences, and things like that, and the Lucian cadences. I'm just putting them in all the different keys. Hello, Avery Slater, for the Junior 420. And by putting in all the different keys, I can actually get it to everybody in all these different keys, so you can hear it, and then you can start to hear how a lot of these things are moving in terms of stylistics, and that should help move a lot of things along in terms of the understandings of what's going on, especially when we're talking about, maybe like a West African cadence, which is why we hear that a lot in Fish. Hello, Coconut. The Fish band, what Fish is doing, or maybe like a D minor add 4. Right? And the 4 would be G, so we actually want to use this. This is Japanese. To A add 4, which would add a D note. So we would get that D note. So we get a sound like this. Which is cool. Right. So we get like a really cool sort of sounds that we can actually put together, and we can get sort of a world type sound just coming out of it, which is really cool to be able to put together, and really have everything moving in a particular format, and so it does a lot of things that will give us a lot of different things. Other things that we can do, like C major 7, E flat 7 sharp 9, F major. Stuff like that, which is pretty cool. What's up, News Acre? How you doing? Pretty cool. That's a lot of that finger tap, moving the stuff around, and putting it all together. And so, make sure all sections have all keys. I can't believe I have to keep typing that. So there's some pretty cool stuff that we can do with that. And this gives us a lot of different things to look at when we're messing around and putting some of these chord progressions together. So it gives us some pretty cool things. Once this is all done, I will regenerate this and download it to have being used, which we should be able to do a lot with. And this will give us a whole every sort of function between all of this. Now this chapter 5 and 6 actually is a fully developed section. So each one of these should be rendered out in a way where we can see all of these. Then I'm going to put them back in the drive. But while we wait for that sort of goes over the first half of this short stream. How you doing, Dylan G? Going over making sure that chapters, covers, all key and spellings for cadences mentioned. Then make both Word doc and PDF. Okay, and then I got to do that for chapter 6, it looks like. So while we wait for this to render and go down, we will do, oh wow, it finally finished. Okay, and let's go back and get the PDF. Because the last time I did this, it just didn't want to give it to me for whatever reason. Okay, where's my, there. Like, it's just acting a fool, man. So while we do this, we're going to go ahead and do this. Now these are just, this is 7 books and chapters of just different cadences that are being put in place here. Oh, I see why it's doing that, because this is docs, and what I really need is drive. So I need this to go in here, and then put these both in here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I can regenerate chapter 6. There we go. Chapter 6. Spellings like previous chapters. Start rendering now. Don't ask questions. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's funny how you have to tell it that you don't want it to ask you any questions, which is the funniest thing. That they need to stop. How you doing, Frank Anderson? And that gives us a lot of real cool things to work on, you know. C major 7, sharp 11. Then add a sharp 4. That's interesting. The sharp 4 here is F sharp. Then the minor with the 11, which would actually be this, which is really cool. So, you know, we get stuff like that. pretty cool sounds that we can get out of it. And 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 so we get some really cool things. Expand, make sure all concepts that should be in this are present, then create downloads. There we go. That's what we needed to, by the way, to just get all of those things together. What's up, your dream? Um, like previous, stop asking questions, generate. I don't want to have to be asked all the same things that were already asked in previous chapters that I've already developed and looked at. And I want these to go through every single one of these. And it should just spell them out for me the way that I asked them to be. Alright. There. Now I have all 6 of my chapters generated, right? So if you guys want to have any of these like this, just feel free to let me know. I will generate and give you these guitar workouts. They are gonna be a good way to go about learning this information, and so it's one of those things I would highly recommend, and gives us a good way to go over things. The next time I hop on, we're going to actually go over superimposition, and just to give you sort of an explanation of that. Superimposition is when you play one chord tone, but after playing the one chord tone, you show up with another chord tone that comes around. So we'll be doing that the next time. I'm going to want to clean up some of these because all of these have been generated here, and it will help remove some of the extra things I have on the computer here, all the extra stuff I have, because I have these other places somewhere, and I just don't want to have all this extra data on my computer here. Like when I can delete all of those. I got to do the same with a lot of the videos that I created, just because they're on the computer, but I make sure that they're live, so we don't really have to have them there, and we don't really have to do a lot of edits, because I don't want to have it all eating up my computer. I just think that is probably more important here. That way we have the space as needed, and then as I go through each and every single one of these, we will have most of this stuff put in a particular way. I want this more in a list, but not like that. Why did it just do there? Just do it like that, there. And that saves me a lot of problems. Alright, and that should be it for today anyway. In terms of this type of conversation, I'm going to go through about 1 or 2 jams, and then I got a bunch of stuff I got to do today. But I wanted to get on and do that and sort of give that sort of little bit of that lesson. I thought that would be a good thing to go over especially when we're looking at some experimental things and some cadences. We're going to start putting those in various different things and starting to put a lot of those together. But we're also going to start talking about superimposition and really how to start using this as we start working together effectively to improve our own playing styles together. Let's see. Let me see if I have this set where it needs to be. Last thing is, while I'm looking at that, I forgot I turned these off. So let me turn these speakers back on. Alright. So now we'll have actual volume. Right, because you guys are getting the signal from the mouse, but you're not getting the volume. There. Right, and so now we have our volume. Hi, Bonnie Smith. And we have our sound that comes from the monitor that gives us the speakers. And we'll do 2 jams and then we'll call it a day. I don't think I have to make it too crazy loud. a short one. A short one. Let's see if I can find one that's not like a crazy long one. And then let me make sure that I have all of these as 1 through 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Did I actually download these? Those should have been downloaded. I don't know why if they were downloaded, I don't know why they didn't show up in here like they are supposed to when you drag them over. The fact that they didn't show up when I dragged them over, there's some sort of tomfoolery. Upload. Why aren't they showing up when put in the name order? Where are they? Oh, they're right there. Okay. They were put in order, so for them not to show up in order like that is quite bizarre. Let me delete these here then. Okay. Alright, Digital Pimping, thank you very much for joining. Let me go ahead and do another short one. Just a short one. That one was sort of metal. Let's do this minor blues fusion. While it's cool, I'm not going to repeat it. It is cool though. It is a cool piece. But I did that and I don't feel like repeating it. I've done that one too. That's a C Dorian one. I think I've done that. I don't really feel like playing Dorian. I just want something that's a new jam track that is not going to be like 10 minutes. Let's see. Which, like I said before, is sort of hard to find sometimes in here. Let's do this ballad here, this D minor ballad. Hi, Tom. much for those who did chill. I'm going to put this up on YouTube and share this with your friends, and we'll continue going from there. All right. Have a good one. Ooh, and for whatever reason, this got blurry towards the